Hi, you guys. A crazy busy week, wild, intensely busy week. Plus, our changing seasons means that this is a night shoot. But I'm kind of playing around with new lighting, and that's always fun. So here we are. Um, Today, we're talking, and probably for the next couple of weeks, we're talking about dry fasting benefits. And I love to talk about dry fasting benefits because they're part of what motivate me to live a fasting focused lifestyle. Now, as a side note, everything that I mentioned just about will also apply to other less rigorous types of fasting, like snake juice fasting or fresh juice fasting. I do not recommend water fasting, but it's your body. If you want to try it, please don't try it. But dry fasting gives you both the quickest and the most intense version of most of the things that I'm going to mention here. So, and we also talk about it a lot, and I do it a lot. So that's going to be our main focus. But you can achieve some of these same benefits at a lesser level by doing less intense versions of fasting. So, the first one, of course, that people think of when you talk about dry fasting is weight loss. And the reason why you're losing weight initially is because your water weight is going away. Either your body's flushing it out or it's using it to process. And once that's gone, and you continue to not take in hydration from external sources, your body starts breaking down fat cells, metabolizing your fat cells at a faster rate than it otherwise would if you were eating and drinking. And it takes the water that's inside those cells and uses it to operate your body so you don't die. Our bodies are really cool. And that process is one of my favorite things about dry fasting. Every dry fast I do is not motivated by weight loss, but just the fact that I know that that's happening inside my body while I'm on it for a few days or longer than a few days, I just think it's miraculous. And of course, depending on this weight you started at and the water retention and hydration level you started at, you could see some pretty significant losses during a dry fast, but keep in mind, you will regain some of that after you finish and rehydrate. So don't feel bad if the scale bounces around a bit. I mentioned in the last series, I don't own a scale, and not fixating on the numbers while I attempt different things to increase and optimize my personal health has been really good for me mentally and emotionally. But you will lose weight on a dry fast. You just will. So, one of the second benefits, and that's related to this one and is also one that I really appreciate, is that it lowers inflammation in your body. I don't have big inflammation trouble, but I struggle with it depending on the sodium level that's also in my body. And so if I'm feeling sluggish, or I know my body's not working optimally because of inflammation, I will sometimes toss in a 1 or 2 day dry fast to help like recalibrate myself from the inside out, basically. And that's a really fast and helpful way to do it, and one that I'm so happy that I'm aware of now. I used to do like something where you maybe eat something with a lot of salt, junk food or Chinese food or fast food or pizza or something, or French fries, something that was made with a lot of sodium as a part of its process. And then the next day you just feel like, and for me, I'm particularly sensitive to high sodium levels, and so I feel probably worse than the average person after I eat a lot of sodium. And I used to just have to wait 2 or 3 or more days while my body equalized and flushed the extra sodium and retained normal hydration levels and water retention levels, and it was sort of miserable, and it made something that can be kind of fun not worth it a lot of times because I didn't want to deal with the aftermath. But now, knowing that I can re-equalize myself quickly and relatively painlessly, it gives me less trepidation if I'm going to eat something that I know has a lot of salt. I don't do that all the time. I don't really do that very often at all, just from years of monitoring my salt intake. It's not something that I seek out that often anymore, but if it comes to me or, I'm at a gathering or there's a special event or something, I now know how to fix myself right back up afterwards. And I don't want this to get too long because there are several of these. So I think I'm just going to do 3 today and then we'll continue forward with it next week. And then if you have any questions about any of these, feel free to drop them below. So the third one, that's also related to the first two, is that it helps to lower your blood sugar levels. So I think of inflammation as like having to do with salt. I know it has more to do with that, but this is just sort of how I process it in my mind. And then of course, insulin has to do with blood sugar. And fasting is great for helping to modulate or regulate the amount of insulin your body is producing, which, if it's the wrong amount, will be sticking you with extra fat. Insulin resistance is a huge issue in Western culture, which, is produced by the standard American diet. Too much sugar, too much fat, too much salt, too many carbohydrates. And your body's just on overload all the time trying to process all of that. So when you fast, again, it's like giving your body a breath of fresh air. I think of it as like a vacation in the mountains or something, where it's just like, it's cool and it's calm and it's peaceful and there's time to rest and re-energize and fix things that are not the way they're supposed to be. And, fasting just gives your body a much needed respite from the constant eating that a lot of us do. And if you are someone who eats 2, 3, 5 times a day, your body never gets a break. It needs a break. And a dry fast will kick it very quickly into a lot of these benefits and help reverse some of the taxing nature of the way that we tend to live normally, which again is something that I really like about it. So just 3 quick benefits today. I'll also list them below if you're taking notes or you're trying to figure out whether this is something that you personally want to get into. Hit subscribe if you haven't already so that you will be aware of when I drop the next video. It'll be sometime next Friday again. I hope you guys are all staying safe and doing well. I'm working on a big project for you guys. I teased it a couple of weeks ago, still working on it. It's one of the reasons why my week has been so busy. And I'm really excited for you guys to see it. And then I also am getting very close to being able to release the website for you guys to take a look at as well. So big things coming up on the channel and in real life. And I'm really excited that I get to share those things with you guys sooner rather than later. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you soon.